they do pay fees all the time. But they're looking at, try to, just hazard a guess how many applications, if every vendor that's on the market decided to, to try to get, say, 3 products approved. I saw an estimate that there's over 10,000 vendors. So if we just look at getting 3 products approved, and let's say we're just going to get 1 nicotine level approved, the estimate is that 1 PMTA is going to cost $1 million. Okay, so
wow.
Each company puts in an application for 3 products. That's $3 million. Then you times that times 10,000. How much money is that?
And there's no guarantee they will deny you or keep your money, right?
No, they're keeping the money. They're definitely keeping the money. Whether or not they approve the product, that's a different story. Really and truly, they're looking. It could obviously get into the trillions of dollars, and so, this would easily pay off, the debt, that we have, the country has. So I don't know, I don't think there's any chance that every vendor on the market is going to get their application processed. I don't think very many of them have enough money to get 1 approved, let alone, in our example, 3 approved. So,
Knock, let me ask you a question, Knock, because you have spent more time, with the regs than I haven't had a lot of time to do that. And you were in that meeting yesterday, or a conference call, or whatever it was. So let's say somebody comes to them with a product, and they pay their $1 million, and it doesn't get approved. If they decide to do something different with that same particular product and come back, is that going to cost them another $1 million?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it will.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole new application. If you change the product, it is no longer the same product.
So let me ask you this.
You got 1 shot.
Yeah, exactly. So, Knocked, according to the regulations, when does the market freeze?
Okay, so the actual publication date of the regs is going to be Tuesday, which is what, the 10th?
10th, yeah, the 10th.
Okay, so 90 days after that is when the market is frozen. So it will be something like August 8th is what I think.
I think so. I think you're right.
So that means no new products can come on the market. Is that what it means? No new products.
So here's the way it was explained in the conference call that I was in yesterday. And again, this is not set in stone yet. Until I'm going to defer to the trade groups on this one, but essentially what was said was that the publication date is the 10th, and then you have 90 days. If you are a vendor in this industry, there's forms and guidance on the FDA website for the PMTA. The PMTA that they're using for us, and it's published, is the ENDS PMTA. And there is another 100 or so pages of guidance on how this process works. But within that 90-day period, you must submit your ingredients and labels for every product that you make. Now, after that 90-day period, if you have a product that you didn't send them a label and an ingredients list, then it is not going to be marketable. If you're creating a line right now, you better get it done and labeled and ingredients and all that shit mailed to them by the 90-day deadline. Because anything that they see on the market after that is not in their database will be considered a new product, and they will shut you down.
So China is kind of shaking in their boots now because they're the ones bringing out a lot of new stuff, like, Innokin, Joytech, and Kanger. All that stuff, they can't come out with anything new. They're going to have, 2 months to try to get everything, or 90 days, 3 months to get everything out?
Well, let's be clear. This is the death of innovation. There will be, you can't create a new e-liquid as far as They, mentioned in the meeting yesterday there will be no new hardware, and they like, these Chinese companies like to make new tanks like every week.
Right.
No new tanks, no new coils, no new nothing. These products must be registered by the end of the 90-day period. Anything, because they have to have evidence that this product was on the market before that cutoff.
Right.
So I'm assuming that these, sending them the labels, I'm assuming that the labels must have the specified warning label, warning language. And again, they were very specific that warning label cannot be on a separate label, that it must be part of the complete label so that it can't be peeled off separately. It has to be part of the thing. And like I said, there's a guidance document that I'm telling you, if you're in this industry, you need to go to the FDA website and download these papers and read them. And if you need an attorney, or if you're not a member of SFATA, get your ass into SFATA. Well, you know what? If you're not a member of a trade organization, a national trade organization, you need to do so, because their people, their lobbyists, their attorneys, all their experts are going to peel this apart and tell you what you need to do. They're going to be giving guidance on how to go through this process, because this is, like I said, it's the actual deeming, the 499 pages, but then there's over 100 pages of guidance on the actual process. So you need to this part I'm telling you to act quickly on. If you're in the industry, obviously download the draft guidance, the guidance that's on there for what you need to do for the ENDS PMTA. Again, there is language in there that says specifically, if you qualify, and you need to look this up if you're in the industry, on the FDA website, go to the search window and type in PMTA small business. There's specific language in there that says that if you have less than X number of employees, or your gross revenue is less than $5 million, and your gross revenue is less than $5 million, then you qualify for assistance. Now, the assistance is not monetary from what I understand, but I've been told that you will be assigned an FDA advisor that will help you through this process.
Oh, how kind of them. How kind of them.
At least that is there, because this is going to be hard. I mean, think how hard it is, and this is totally unrelated, but just think about what you would do if the IRS came knocking on your door and said, you're going to be audited. You would want somebody that is an expert to help you. You would get an accountant. You would, find somebody that knows what the hell they're doing. I'm assuming that an advisor assigned to you by the FDA knows what the hell they're talking about. That would be what I would suggest. I mean, obviously, the trade organizations are there to help you, but if this is a resource that they're giving you, you have to take it. Because, my goal is to keep as many vendors and as many products on the market so that the smokers that are smoking now that haven't had the opportunity to make the choice to this product, that the product is there for them in the future when they're ready. And this is important.
I some of the stuff that's happening, especially when related, like all these, we have live internet shows that center on vaping. Everybody knows where they're at. Some shows are geared towards helping vapors. Some are towards talking about what they're vaping and where to buy good stuff. And there's all kinds. And then there's the shows that come in and, their whole show is to give, samples away for free. That's going to have to stop. that's probably gonna stop because the vendor's not gonna be able to give them free. Now there could be workarounds. I don't know what those will be, but there could be workarounds. But classifying the whole cigarette or e-cigarette, cotton balls and canthols and tiny blue screwdrivers and the batteries and the screws. I mean, this is a massive overstep of the FDA. Do you agree? I mean, this is just massively overstepping.
Well, there is language in there that discusses what is an accessory and what is a component. And again, this is something that we need to hear from the trade orgs and their attorneys and the legal speak and all that business, because there is language in there that says that certain things will not be considered part of the whole. And that's, again, the difference between component and accessory. So we may find that the screws and the canthal and all that is not part of the whole, or that certain parts of it or certain things like cotton, it may not be, but canthal is. So again, this is why we can't jump the gun. If in the end, they come out and say, oh no, that wire is part of the, is a component, or that cotton is a component, those tweezers obviously are an accessory.
Right.
So we still need to find out exactly where that line is and try to get them to move the line a little bit. I don't know that we'd ever be able to get them to, but we must try.
Yes, and I'm not saying that's what they're actually doing, because we don't know yet. We're still trying to get through all that. But on the surface of what we know now, it seems that's where it is leaning towards. So we see this. We all terrified. Like I said, we've seen people just give up. I'm going back to smoking and just being, pity party. And what is the first thing everybody was saying? Calm down. Everybody said it. Calm down. All the advocates, activists, the groups, calm down. Let's not get our panties in a bunch. Let us work through it. Let the days go by, and we'll finally figure out everything that needs to be talked, the legalese, all that stuff will be figured out, and then we'll get a clearer picture of what's going on and a clearer picture of a strategy that needs to be put into place. Now, I've heard of some people say, I've watched many videos of people coming out talking about this FDA regulations, and some people say, we should get the vapors together and donate $5 and get a lawyer and sue the FDA. There are some people saying, let's raise, $1 million or whatever they think they're going to raise. If that's what you want to do, it's a free country. You can do what you want to do. Am I going to tell you that's not going to work? No, I'm not going to say anything, because you never know. Strange things happen, and it could work. But right now is the time just to be calm. Let's wait for what Safada goes through. Let's wait for what CASA goes through. And then everyone needs to just remember that majority of the advocacy groups work together, put the parts in place, and then come out with a strategy and a plan. And that's what we're trying to tell people today and tonight, is that just wait. Now, you can do your chatting and have your opinions. No, there's nothing wrong with having your opinion, and there's nothing wrong with you quitting vaping. I mean, if that's what you want to do, we can't stop you. I wish you wouldn't, because this is where it's at. But, just let's take a deep breath and step back for a little while and just let the people that are doing what they got to do their thing. Right, Robin?
Absolutely. And if you feel like you need to do something, go see your state rep, please. Because we still need to talk to those guys. I'm still telling people to register to vote and to make sure that they do. It's an election year.
Yeah.
All times. Times are really important. Yep.
Register to vote. That's Robin's right. Register to vote. Talk to your representatives and get people that you think that will come your way to sign on to 2058, HR 2058. We still are pushing that. That's still in play. So let's keep pushing on that.
you kind of have to, when it comes to like these reps and stuff like that, I guess the way